Jai Hind students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Students, happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in total harmony. Actually, the greatest happiness of man is to find one's work in life and devote oneself completely to it. In this session, students, we will discuss the alternating current through a series LR circuit. That is, we are considering an AC circuit comprising of an inductor, say of inductance L, and a resistor, say of resistance R, be connected in series across an alternating source of EMF. The instantaneous alternating EMF is suppose E, right? So, what we have considered is, we have considered a source of alternating EMF to be connected in a series combination of an inductor of inductance L and a resistor of resistance R, as shown in this particular figure, right? So let us consider the instantaneous values of the voltages across the inductor and the resistor be respectively VL and VR. Suppose VL, it is the instantaneous values of the voltage across the inductor, and VR, it is the instantaneous voltage across the resistor, right? And at any instant, suppose current I is flowing through the inductor. Now, since they are connected in series, therefore current across both the circuit elements must be same. Now, students, the most important point is, we know that when AC current flows through a resistor, then the voltage and the current are in the same phase, isn't it? So, you can draw the phasor diagram like this. This is VR, this is the instantaneous voltage across the resistor, and this is the current, right? So in the case of AC current flowing through a resistor, the voltage and the current are in the same phase. So both the VR and I are represented by coincident arrows. On the other hand, students, when AC current flows through an inductor, we are aware that the voltage, that is in this case VL, will lead the current by phase angle of pi by 2. So if we represent the current by this, then VL leads the current by phase angle of pi by 2. So this will represent VL, and this angle is pi by 2. Again I repeat, students, in the earlier topic we have discussed, in the case of an AC circuit comprising of resistor only, the voltage and the current are in the same phase. While in an AC circuit comprising of an inductor only, the voltage leads the current by a phase angle of pi by 2. Or you can say in the case of an inductor in an AC circuit, the current lags behind the voltage by a phase angle of pi by 2. Right? So, the instantaneous voltages across the inductor and the resistor would be given by we have denoted by VL. So obviously it is at the instant the current flowing through the circuit element is considered to be I. So VL equals to I multiplied by the resistance offered by the inductor. We are aware the resistance offered by the inductor is known as inductive reactance. And inductive reactance is omega L. Omega is the angular frequency, right? Similarly, the instantaneous voltage across the resistor, it is I multiplied by R, right? So here XL is the inductive reactance, R is the ohmic resistance offered by the resistor. Now let's draw the phasor diagram. E, the instantaneous applied EMF, is the vector resultant of VL and VR. These are all treated as phasors. They are all of sinusoidal nature. That is, their values are changing continuously. So E is the vector resultant of VL and VR. So we need to solve it by making use of phasor diagram. So let us consider this to be the origin, and let us represent this horizontal line to be XOX, and let us consider this to be OY, right? Now let's draw the phasor diagram. Let us consider this to be VR, and this is current. Now, as I've stated, in the case of a resistor, the voltage and the current are in the same phase, right? I've drawn this. While in the case of an inductor, the voltage leads the current by phase angle of pi by 2. So current is same for both the circuit elements. So we have taken this to be the reference. So in order to indicate VL, it should be along OY, like this. It should be along OY. So this is VL. Right, students? Now, as we are aware, E is the vector resultant of VL and VR. Now, VL and VR, these two represents the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, and the vector resultant would be given by the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through the same point. So let's complete the parallelogram. So here we are simply making use of parallelogram law of vector addition. This is the parallelogram whose adjacent sides are VR and VL. So its diagonal would give us the resultant. So this will be the instantaneous applied alternating EMF, right? And obviously this angle is pi by 2. And let us consider this angle to be phi. So from the diagram, it's pretty clear that in the case of an AC circuit consisting of an inductor and resistor connected in series, the EMF E leads the current I by phase angle phi, right? This is the instantaneous applied EMF. Therefore, from the phasor diagram, it's pretty clear that the instantaneous applied EMF that is E leads instantaneous current I by phase angle phi. It's pretty clear, right? The EMF E leads the current I by phase angle phi. I've told you in the anti-clockwise it is to be taken as positive, given by tan phi is equal to, now consider this right angle triangle, right? This is a right angle triangle. So tan phi would be equal to perpendicular by base. This is perpendicular, which is in the parallelogram the opposite sides are equal, which is VL. Perpendicular by base. Base is VR. So it will be VL divided by VR. Now substitute the value of VL and VR. VL is I into XL divided by IR. XL is omega L by R. So tan phi is equal to omega L by R. Phi is the angle through which the EMF leads the current I, right? So in the case of an AC circuit comprising of an inductor and a resistor connected in series, the EMF leads the current by phase angle phi, given by tan phi equals to omega L by R, or it can also be written like this: phi is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. So this is the phase angle between the EMF and the current I. Now students, let us find out the expression for the current, right? Since I have told you E, it is the vector resultant of VL and VR, right? And VL, VR, the angle between them is 90 degree. So when the two vectors are inclined at an angle of 90 degree, then resultant is given by square root of a square plus b square, isn't it? If a and b represent the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Therefore, E would be equal to square root of VL square plus VR square. Let's substitute the values over here. So what we get is VL is IXL, VR is IR. So here I square can be taken as common, isn't it? So it can be written like this: I square XL square plus R square. Now I square can be taken out of the square root, so we get I square root of XL square plus R square. Therefore, students, current is given by E, which is the instantaneous alternating EMF, divided by square root of XL square plus R square. Or it may also be written as E divided by square root of omega square L square plus R square. XL is the inductive reactance, which is obviously defined as the total resistance offered by the inductor to the flow of current, right? Now concentrate on this expression. This is current. It is ampere. It is volt. EMF is volt. So ampere is volt divided by ohm. So this term in the denominator, which is square root of omega square L square plus R square, is actually known as the impedance. Its SI unit is ohm. It is known as the impedance of the LR circuit. So here, the term in the denominator, that is omega square L square plus R square, it is known as the impedance. Let us represent it by Z, impedance of the LR circuit. And obviously its SI unit is ohm. It is actually the net resistance offered by the inductor and the resistor to the flow of current. Total resistance offered by the series combination of the inductor and the resistor to the flow of current is known as the impedance of the LR circuit, right? So it is known as the impedance. It is the impedance of LR circuit. Therefore, current I, it may be written as E divided by ZLR, where ZLR is the impedance of the LR circuit, which is square root of omega square L square plus R square. So this is the expression for the current flowing through the series combination of LR circuit, which is connected across an alternating source of EMF. So students, there are two key points. First is, in the case of LR series circuit, if the alternating current is made to pass through it, then it is found that the EMF E leads the current I by a phase angle phi, given by phi equals to tan inverse omega L by R. And the current flowing through each of these two circuit elements connected in series, it's given by E divided by ZLR, where ZLR is the impedance of the LR circuit, which in turn is given by square root of omega square L square plus R square. Now let's try to attempt these two numericals based on an AC circuit in which the inductor and the resistor are connected in series, right? So an AC source of 200 volt 50 Hertz is connected in combination with a 400 ohm resistor and an inductor of 3 by pi Henry in series. We are supposed to calculate the reactance, impedance and the current in the circuit. So what we do is, let's note down the given information. E, as I've told you, this is to be considered the RMS value of the voltage. Unless and until it is specified, the value alternating current or the alternating voltage given in the numerical is to be considered the RMS or the virtual value. So the virtual value of EMF is given to be 200 volt. frequency it's given to be 50 hertz, right? And the self-inductance of the inductor is given to be 3 by pi Henry. So let's start with the first one. Reactance, it is XL, it is equal to omega L, that is 2 pi nu L, isn't it? So let's try to solve it. 2 pi, frequency is 50. Multiplied by L, it is 3 by pi. So pi get cancelled. 50 into 200, 100 into 3 is 300. Therefore, XL is equal to 300. It's the resistance offered by the inductor to the flow of current. It's the resistance. So SI unit is ohm. Right? Let's consider the second part. Impedance is the total resistance offered by the inductor and the resistor to the flow of current. And impedance, this is the LR circuit. Of the LR circuit is given by square root of XL square plus R square. So students, what we get is XL, just how we have calculated, it's 300 plus ohmic resistance, it's 400. So 300 square plus 400 square, it will give us 900 plus 1600, that is 2500, and square root of 2500 is 500. So impedance, it's again the net resistance offered, so its SI unit is ohm, right? Let's consider the third part. We are supposed to find out the current in the circuit. Current is obviously the net EMF, instantaneous EMF, divided by the impedance, net resistance offered by the inductor and the resistor collectively. So, the instantaneous virtual value of the alternating current is E by ZLR. E is 200 divided by ZLR. It is found to be 500. So, it will be 2 by 5, that is 0.4 ampere. Now let us try to attempt the second question. When an inductor L and a resistor R is in series are connected across a 12 volt 50 Hz supply, a current of 0.5 ampere flows in the circuit and the current differs in phase from the applied voltage by pi by 3 radian. We are supposed to calculate the value of R. So the most important point is, students, in the case of LR series AC circuit, the EMF leads current I by phase angle phi given by tan phi is equal to XL divided by R. This we should be aware of. Here the value of phi is given to be pi by 3 radian. So let's make use of this particular information. Therefore, tan pi by 3 is equal to XL by R. Tan 60 degrees is equal to root 3, isn't it? So it will be root 3 is equal to XL by R, which further implies that XL is equal to root 3R. Put this as equation number 1, right? Now what we are supposed to do is, it is given that a current of 0.5 ampere flows in the circuit. We are supposed to find out the value of R. Now current flowing through the series LR circuit is given by E divided by impedance of the LR circuit, right? So it is E divided by impedance of the LR circuit is square root of XL square plus R square. E is equal to, let's substitute the value of XL over here. So what we get is, XL is root 3R, so its whole square would be 3R square plus R square. So it will give us E divided by square root of 4R square, which in turn will give us E divided by 2R. So students, R is to be found. Therefore, the ohmic resistance, it would be equal to E divided by 2y. Simply rearrange the terms, right? The value of E, it is given to be 12. Twice multiplied by current flowing through the circuit is 0.5. So it will be equal to 12 divided by 0.5 into 2 is 1. So it is 12 ohm, right? Let's attempt this third question. It's a very, very interesting one. When an alternating voltage of 220 volt is applied across a device X, a current of 0.5 amperes flows through the circuit and is in phase with the applied voltage. Now look students, in the case of resistor only, the voltage and current are in the same phase, right? So now the question states, when the same voltage is applied across another device Y, the same current again flows through the circuit, but it lags behind the applied voltage by pi by 2 radians. We are supposed to determine the devices X and Y, right? And also we are supposed to calculate the current flowing in the circuit when same voltage is applied across the series combination of X and Y. Okay students, we are aware the current and voltage are in phase with each other when alternating voltage is applied across a resistor, isn't it? So in case of resistor, the voltage and the current are in the same phase. This we are already aware of it, right? So it may be represented like this. This is the voltage across the resistor and this is the current. This may be the phasor diagram. Clear? You can also draw the phasor diagram in this manner. Suppose this represents the horizontal OX and this represent OY. So this is EMF and this is current. Either way it is correct. This is omega t. So both are correct, right? So EMF and the current are in the same phase in case the circuit element under consideration is a resistor. So definitely in this case it is given that the voltage and the current are in the same phase. So we are supposed to determine the device X. So X, it must be a resistor, because it is only in the case of resistor that the EMF and the current are in the same phase. Correct? So now what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to find out the value of this resistance. We are aware students, I, it's equal to E by R. So it implies that R would be equal to E by I. So the voltage, alternating voltage, I think this is the RMS value. So it will be 220 divided by the current, it is given to be 0.5. So it will be equal to 440 ohm, right? So now let's consider the other case. It is given that when the same voltage is applied across another device Y, the same current again flows through the circuit, but it lags behind the applied voltage by pi by 2 radians. Now students, we are already aware in case of an inductor, we are very much aware that EMF E, it leads the current by phase angle of pi by 2. This we are very much aware of, right? If you want to draw the phasor diagram, then it would be like this. This is current, and in the case of an AC circuit comprising of an inductor, the EMF leads the current by phase angle of pi by 2. Or in other words, this is another alternative way of drawing the phasor diagram. Suppose it represents OX and this represents OY. Suppose this is the EMF, right? It is making an angle of omega t with the x-axis. So EMF leads current by phase angle of pi by 2, or the current lags behind the EMF by phase angle of pi by 2. It's the same thing. So this is the current. And this angle, it is to be taken in the anti-clockwise, that is pi by 2. So here phi in the case of an inductor is minus pi by 2. It indicates that the current lags behind the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2, right? So obviously device Y must be an inductor, right? Now let's attempt the second part. Calculate the current flowing in the circuit when the same voltage is applied across a series combination of X and Y. Now, we are aware that device X is a resistor and device Y is an inductor. And the same voltage is applied, right? Same alternating voltage is applied. We are supposed to find out the current. The net resistance offered by the series combination of inductor and the resistor is given by ZLR. It is known as the impedance of the LR circuit, and it is equal to square root of XL square plus R square. Isn't it, student? And the resistance that can easily be found. XL can be easily found. Now look, XL is equal to EMF divided by current. So here EMF, it's given to be 220. And in the second case also, in the case of device Y also, the same current again flows. Same current means 0.5 ampere. So XL is also found to be same as that of the ohmic resistors, that is 440 ohm, right? So what you get is ZLR, it would be equal to square root of 440 square plus 440 square. So obviously that will give us 440 root 2 ohm. This is the net impedance offered by the LR circuit, right? So we are supposed to find out the current. So what about the current then? So current, it would be simply equal to EMF divided by ZLR. So simply substitute the values and we should get the answer. Therefore, current, it would be equal to EMF, that's 220 volt, divided by ZLR, it is 440 root 2. So that will give us 1 by 2 root 2, isn't it? So that in turn will give us 0.707 divided by 2. So which will give us 0.35 ampere. So students, 0.35 ampere will flow through the series combination of the resistor and the inductor. So that's it for this particular session, students. I hope you have enjoyed this session. And do join me in my next lecture when I will be discussing the AC circuit comprising of capacitor and the resistor connected in series. Till then, goodbye and do take very good care of yourself.